Folks, just a reminder, this show relies on your support to continue. Just yesterday, was it, Andrew Sullivan announced that he was retiring from blogging. I think I could have told you that we'd be around longer than him. Aside from the fact that I wasn't necessarily, I mean, look, there's a lot of people out there who say he was so generous to me as a young writer and blah, blah, blah. The guy may be a good guy, but I'm sorry. From a public, I only judge people who I know through their public writings. But even if I knew him personally, here's what I do. When I know someone personally, yeah, maybe on the better half of the show, I'll say, I think that guy's a nice guy or whatnot. But for someone who is relevant for what they do as a public figure, that's on what you judge them on. And I'm sorry, I still remember the lead up to the Iraq War, among other things. He also was the editor, I think it was, of the New Republic when, in fact, he made the decision to run, was it excerpts from the bell curve or to have some type of format, some type of debate as to whether or not the question, and this is what they'll say after. At the time they made the decision, I guess the bell curve came out and they had, I think it was a forum or they ran excerpts of it in their magazine where they allowed both sides to argue whether or not African Americans simply were genetically inferior when it came to intelligence. And the argument is, hey, we had the debate. We had more pieces criticizing that theory than not. And I'm sorry. We're going to probably play in the better half of the program today a clip of Brian Fisher, who apparently just got fired from the AFA, where he was making the argument that it was really the gays. The gays were really the ones who set up the Nazi Party and were driving its brutality. Now, look, we could say hey, let's have a debate. We're going to have 4 people on who are going to say that's not the case, and we're only going to have 2 who say that was the case. Or we could do what we do, and we're just going to mock it mercilessly. All right? Because if we take, this really merits, this really warrants a real discussion, we are giving it more credit. So yes, we're going to play it, and we're going to amplify his voice, and we're going to amplify his voice just to mock it, so that if anybody ever hears his voice again, they will instantaneously recall our mocking of it and will never be received without that. As opposed to put it in the context of a fair or a distinguished or a respectable debate, because I don't want anybody to ever associate this guy's words with anything that is respectable. Okay, so when I look back at Andrew Sullivan's career, whether it's that at the New Republic or whether it's him saying that liberals were a 5th column, is that what he said? I think in the Iraq where we were really sort of trying to undercut the United States by questioning going into Iraq. I know he's since come around on it. Big deal. Big deal. I don't give a crap. So, in that respect, all I say is goodbye, nice knowing you.